For the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Becky, will you please do roll call?
Mayor Clark.
Here.
Councilmember Anderson.
Here.
Councilmember Crone.
Here.
Councilmember Grove.
Here.
Councilmember Lyon.
Here.
Councilmember Pierce.
Here. Agenda item D is open forum. Open forum is the time for anyone here tonight to address the council on any subject over which the council has the authority to act, or on any item on the agenda other than a public hearing. If anyone here tonight, either in the council chambers or on Zoom, would like to address the council at this time, please approach the podium or raise your hand. And if participating by Zoom, please click on the raise hand icon located in the reactions controls.
There are no hands raised in Zoom.
Okay, open forum is closed. Agenda item E is agenda approval. Can I get a motion? So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please vote.
Councilmember Crone.
Yes.
Councilmember Grove.
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon.
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce.
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes. Agenda item G1 is a public hearing on an ordinance to amend Chapter 169 zoning ordinance, City of Waukee, Iowa, by rezoning certain property from A1 to R1, R2, R3, and R4, a property to be known as Sugar Creek Landing. And now declare this public hearing open. Becky, have we received any written correspondence on this?
None has been received in the city clerk's office.
Thank you. Melissa?
Good evening. The owner and applicant is J. Larson Homes LLC. The property is located south of 310th Street and west of T Avenue. Contains approximately 81 acres in area. On the screen is the area outlined in blue. The request is to rezone the property from A1 to R1, R2, R3, and R4. The R1 area is 43.95 acres in area. Sorry, that's not right. It's around 13 acres in area. The R2 area is the 43.95 acres in area. So the R1 area is kind of the neon yellow on the east side of the site, and then the darker yellow is the R2 zoned area. The R3 area is 9.82 acres in area, and that's kind of in the center of the site, the darker brown. And then the R4 area is 11.46 acres in area, and that's the tannish color kind of in the northwest corner of the site. Notification of the rezoning request was sent out on May 1st. The rezoning sign was placed on the property by the required deadline. Staff has still not received any correspondence for or against this request. The concept plan shows 140 single-family lots, an outlot for townhome residential, a lot for multifamily residential, an outlot for parkland, and an outlot for stormwater detention. Out of the 140 single-family lots, 13 lots are proposed to be zoned R1, and the remaining 127 single-family lots are proposed to be zoned R2. All lots meet the requirements of the respective district. Outlot X is shown for townhome residential, just over 10 acres in area. The concept plan provided shows 71 townhome units. The lot shown for multifamily residential is about 10 acres in area, and it shows 3 apartment buildings, a clubhouse, and several garage buildings. And then outlot Y, it's kind of at the northeast corner of the site. It is 2.4 acres and is shown as stormwater detention. And then outlot Z is 6.12 acres and is city parkland. It's also on the east side of the site. Several new public streets would provide access throughout the development. A trail would be required to be provided on one side of T Avenue, and then several other trails would be provided throughout the development to provide access to the parks and then surrounding open space areas. Parkland dedication requirements will apply to the project based on the number of lots shown and the maximum density for the R3 and R4 areas. The required parkland is 6.55 acres. The applicant is providing a little bit less than that, 6.12 acres. Along the east side of the site, but the actual parkland dedication requirements will be based on the actual units shown at time of site plan approval for the townhome and multifamily areas. The property is classified as single family residential and open space in the Imagine Waukee 2040 comprehensive plan. Single family residential is classified as having average densities of 2 to 4 units per acre. The proposed density of the single-family area is 2.35 units per acre. And then, although the proposed rezoning to R3 and R4 is not consistent with the current comprehensive plan, staff is comfortable with the proposal. The proposed density of the townhome portion of the project is 6.2 units per acre, which is on the lower side of the allowable maximum density. Medium density residential allows for up to 12 units per acre. And then the area proposed to be zoned R3 includes overhead transmission lines, which run down the center of that property, and also a 150-foot wide easement, which leaves a large portion of the property open space because nothing can be built under those transmission lines or within the easement area. You can kind of see, let me go to the next slide, kind of see how they spread the apartments to the sides of that lot because nothing can be built within that 150-foot easement. Staff recommends holding the public hearing, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Does the applicant or the representative wish to address the council on this matter? Does anyone here tonight, either in the council chambers or on Zoom, wish to address the council and voice their comments or questions on this particular public hearing item? If so, please approach the podium, or if participating via Zoom, please click on the raise hand icon.
There are no hands raised in Zoom.
Does council have any questions at this time?
Why do we have overhead lines through that area?
Yeah, that's the existing large transmission line, actually, which it's been there as on Ed reference. It's been there for quite a time, but it's actually the lines that serve the Apple property as well.
I do have maybe some questions about parkland, but we can talk about that then next step. I don't think that's really anything we need to talk about now.
Okay. And now to declare this public hearing closed. Agenda item G2 is a public hearing on the vacation of a public stormwater detention easement. I now declare this public hearing open. Becky, have you received any written correspondence?
No, none received on this item.
Thank you. Melissa?
Okay, a public stormwater detention easement was recorded as part of Parkside Proper Plat 1. The owner has requested to vacate the existing easement and plans to provide a new easement based on the new plans. You'll see later tonight we have a site plan for this property. So the area outlined in red is the area proposed to be vacated, the easement proposed to be vacated. Staff recommends holding the public hearing, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Does anyone here tonight, either in the council chambers or on Zoom, wish to address the council on this particular public hearing item?
There are no hands raised in Zoom.
Does council have any questions? All right. I now declare this public hearing closed. Agenda item G3 is a public hearing on the vacation of portions of a public sanitary sewer easement. And now declare this public hearing open. Becky, have you received any written correspondence on this?
No, none received in the clerk's office.
Thank you. Melissa?
Okay, this goes with the same project for Parkside Proper Plat 1. Public sanitary sewer easement was recorded with that plat as well. The owner has requested to vacate a portion of the existing easement. If you see it's on the screen, it's just 2 feet in width of that existing easement for the proposed site plan that you'll see later tonight. Staff recommends holding the public hearing, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Does anyone here tonight, either in the council chambers or on Zoom, wish to address the council and voice their comments or questions on this particular public hearing item? If so, please approach the podium or click on the raise hand icon.
There are no hands raised in Zoom.
Does council have any questions at this time? All right, now declare this public hearing closed. Agenda item G4 is a public hearing on the proposal to enter into an option agreement and a development agreement with Bluestem Village LLC related to a project within the North Waukee residential urban renewal area, which includes the potential sale of the city's interest in real property. And I declare this public hearing open. Becky, have you received any correspondence on this?
No, none received in the clerk's office.
Thank you. Nick?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you today is consideration of the Bluestem Village option agreements and development agreements. The land in question is, it's outlined in red in the map above. It's 6.44 acres south of Douglas Parkway and Warrior Lane. We acquired it in 2022 with LMI funds and is currently zoned R4, townhome and row home. State statute requires that we hold a public hearing before any city can sell land. The proposal is $1 sale. If Blue Stem Village complies with the development agreements and develops affordable housing, 60 to 100% of the area median income. And I'll have more details when we get to the resolution portion today. But with that, we recommend holding the public hearing. Happy to answer any questions. Also, Ryan Doyle is here tonight from Habitat if there's any questions that I'm unable to answer.
Thank you. All right. Does anyone wish to address the council at this time and voice their comments or questions on this particular public hearing item? If so, please approach the podium or click on the raise hand icon located in the reactions controls.
There are no hands raised in Zoom.
Does council have any questions at this time? I now declare this public hearing closed. Agenda item H1, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 169 zoning ordinance, City of Waukee, Iowa, by rezoning certain property from A1 to R1, R2, R3, and R4, a property to be known as Sugar Creek Landing. This is an introduction and a first reading.
We introduce the ordinance and move to approve the first reading and title only.
Second.
Melissa?
I don't have anything further to add on this one. Staff recommends approval of the first consideration of the rezoning, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, questions?
Mm-mm.
All right, please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Agenda item H2, consideration of approval of a resolution approving the vacation of a public stormwater detention easement. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second. Melissa?
I have nothing further to add on this one either. Staff recommends approval of the vacation of the easement.
Any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes. Item H3, consideration of approval of a resolution approving the vacation of portions of the public sanitary sewer easement. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Melissa?
I have nothing further to add on this one either. Staff recommends approval of the vacation of a portion of easement, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Item H4, consideration of approval of a resolution making final determination on potential sale of interest in real property and approving and authorizing execution of an option agreement and development agreement by and between the City of Waukee and Blue Stem Village LLC within the North Waukee residential urban renewal area. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Nick?
Hello again. Just some general details about the option agreements and the development agreements. This would involve a $1 sale to Blue Stem Village LLC, which is a joint venture of the Greater Des Moines Habitat for Humanity and Home Inc. for 52 affordable housing units. All of the units are subject to long-term affordability. In Habitat's case, by a deed restriction, and Home Inc. by the Community Land Trust. There will be a 2-month period of exclusivity for people who have some tie to Waukee in some way. The city incentive request is $970,000, which will be in the form of urban renewal rebates. The balance is planned to be applied for workforce housing tax credits in the balance of $780,000. And earlier today at 2 p.m., held a meeting for the 30-day competitive bid. No other proposals were received. We had to go through that extra step because we didn't do a formal RFP at the start of the project. happy to answer any questions you guys have.
Thank you. Any questions? No. Well, as discussed in work sessions previously, we're very excited to see this move forward, and I know they're excited to get rolling as well. So hopefully all goes well with the submission. With that, please vote.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Agenda item I1, the consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve? Second. Any discussion? Please vote.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Item I2, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 155 Building Codes and Regulations, Waukee Municipal Code by repealing the current chapter in its entirety and enacting in lieu thereof, Chapter 155 Building Codes and Regulations. This is an introduction and a first reading.
Introduce the ordinance and move to approve the first reading and title only.
Second.
Andy?
All right, so something that's been on the agenda for community development staff for about the last year and a half or so is to start working on our code updates to Chapter 155, which is, of course, all of our building code regulations that we adopt from international sources. So we did our last code update in 2021. We're currently on the 2018 code cycle for most of our codes. I know there's lots of acronyms up there, so I'll explain what those are. But the proposed code update includes adoption of the 2024 versions of the International Building Code, IBC, the International Residential Code, IRC, the Fuel Gas Code, International Property Maintenance Code, as well as the Fire Code. In addition to those existing codes that we already have adopted, Chapter 155 does also include the adoption of the 2024 International Pool and Spa Code, which we currently do not have adopted. Over the last several years, we've had a large influx of pool and hot tub permits in our department, and it's time to get those codes adopted into our city code. In addition, the state regulates what codes we need to be on for electrical codes. So this just simply references the 2023 National Electric Code, as well as the 2024 Uniform Plumbing Code, or UPC, simply references those state adoptions. Updating the codes certainly makes our community more safe, but then also should help either maintain or improve our ISO rating, which is a third-party organization that rates communities on their codes and assists with homeowners insurance premiums and things like that. So that's kind of a very brief overview of that. Really, the most significant changes as it relates to the code adoptions included an appendice from the International Residential Code as it relates to ADUs, or accessory dwelling units. The state adopted a law last year that requires cities and counties to permit accessory dwelling units. So if we're going to be permitting those, we should probably have some rules and regulations that relate to the construction of those. In addition, a new bill was just passed in the legislature as it relates to radon mitigation, anticipating that coming into effect. So it includes the provisions from the International Residential Code as it relates to installation of radon mitigation systems in single-family residential. One thing that has been in the codes for a while, but we have amended it out for the last several updates, is requiring of drywalling the underneath of the floor joists in unfinished basement areas. We have not required that for the last several code cycles. However, we are proposing to include it in this code update. Us and West Des Moines were the last holdouts of not requiring that, and West Des Moines is moving to requiring that. And I can point to a really good example of why we should do this. Last year, we had a house fire here in town where it started in the basement. And we do have some home builders that are already just doing it because they price that when they build the homes, because they build all over the metro. This home thankfully had the drywall in the basement, and it basically saved that house from being inhabitable. So it really acts as a fire stop if there's a fire that happens in the basement. So that's one of the significant changes. And then also the adoption of the pool, the International Pool and Spa Code. So kind of already touched on that, but staff would recommend approval of the first consideration. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
No, you answered my drywall question.
There was just a fire in Urbandale where the fire chief, I think, was on the news saying same thing. That they were able to contain it and people were able to have it the space or part of the space because of that. So that's interesting.
Thank you.
All right. Please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
I3, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 156 Residential Rental Code, Waukee Municipal Code by repealing the current chapter in its entirety and enacting in lieu thereof of Chapter 156 Residential Rental Code. This is also an introduction and a first reading.
I introduce the ordinance and move to approve the first reading in title only.
Second.
Andy.
All right. Similar to the building code updates, I believe the last code update that we did for this was in 2021 as well. Simply, this is, I think the chapter 155 is about 60 pages in length, and this is about, I think, 11 or 12 pages in length. So it's not nearly as robust, but does update chapter 156 to reference the 2024 International Property Maintenance Code, as well as Appendix A of the International Property Maintenance Code. Really, the most significant change to this is simply moving from our current rental certification in our code is every 2 years that a rental unit has to be recertified. However, we've had several of those go through the process multiple times, and our staff is not finding really any significant issues. So extending that out another year to allow for that certification to last for an additional year certainly helps with our staff as well. In addition, this would not prohibit a tenant that might have an issue in a unit from filing a complaint and going through our formal complaint process if we needed to investigate something between those certification periods. So, and I would say in my 4.5 years of being the department director, we've not seen too many of those, maybe only 3 or 4. So,
Other questions?
This section of the code applies to short-term and long-term rentals, right? Or just long?
we can't regulate short-term rentals. So
That's
this only applies to, and it does not apply to if you're leasing your home or like your condo
Right.
to a family member.
Right.
They do not have to be a part of the rental program, but this applies to any single-family home, any multifamily unit, any condo, any townhome that is for lease in our community.
Got it. Thank you.
Does it apply to those properties where we have seen issues in the past?
Yes. Yep.
Should still stay on it.
Yep.
All right. Please vote.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Agenda item I4, utility rate adjustments. I4A, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 92 water rates by amending Section 92.02 water rates as specified. This is a third and final reading.
I move to approve the third reading of the ordinance in title only and place it on final passage.
Second.
Rudy?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'll just reference the screen. You can see the table up there, the first 3 lines for our water rate changes and recommendations. I won't go into any more detail. Obviously, we've covered this over the last 2 readings, so staff recommends holding the third reading and continuing with final passage. Happy to take any questions if you do have any.
Thank you. Any final questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Item I4B, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 98 sewer service charges by amending Section 98.01 sewer service charges as required as specified. This is also a third and final reading.
Move to approve the third reading of the ordinance in title only and place it on final passage.
Second.
Rudy?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Only comment is staff recommends approving the third reading of the ordinance in title only and placing on final passage. Happy to take questions if you have any.
Any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Item I4C, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 100 Stormwater Management Utility by amending Section 100.05 Stormwater Service Rates and Charges as specified. This is also a third and final reading.
Move to approve the third reading of the ordinance and place it on, in title only, and place it on final passage.
Second.
Rudy?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Staff recommends approving that third reading of the ordinance in title only and placing on final passage. Happy to take questions if you have any.
Any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Item I4D, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 106 Collection of Solid Waste by amending Section 106.10 Collection Charges as specified. This is also a third and final reading.
I move to approve the third reading of the ordinance in title only and place it on final passage.
Second.
Rudy?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And to be consistent, staff recommends approving the third reading of the ordinance in title only and placing on final passage. Happy to take questions if you have any.
Nothing if not consistent.
Well, just because of that, I kind of want to make you go through the whole spiel about why. But no, since we've done it multiple times now. Any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
All right. Item I5, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 169 zoning ordinance, City of Waukee, Iowa by rezoning certain property from A1 to R2 and R4, a property to be known as Silverleaf. This is also a third and final reading.
Move to approve the third reading of the ordinance in title only and place it on final passage.
Second.
Melissa?
This property is located north of 310th Street and east of T Avenue. It contains 70 acres. This request is to rezone the property from A1 to R2 and R4. It's located just a little northeast of the previous rezoning that we looked at earlier tonight. Staff recommends approval of the final reading of the rezoning, and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Item I6, consideration of approval of a resolution approving site plan for Parkside Proper Villas, 815 Northwest Douglas Parkway. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve?
Second.
Melissa?
The owner and applicant is Parkside Waukee LLC. This property is located north of Northwest Douglas Parkway and east of Northwest 10th Street. It contains 4.15 acres in area. The property is zoned R3 multifamily residential district. Currently, the site is vacant. A site plan was previously approved for the subject property that included 3 villa-style buildings and 2 townhome buildings in early 2023. The current site plan on the agenda tonight includes a total of 4 buildings for a total of 48 units. Each building includes 12 units. Each unit includes 2 bedrooms and is between 900 and 1,200 square feet in area. Each unit includes an attached garage. The proposed trash enclosure will be centrally located within the site. 2 accesses will be provided, one off of Northwest 6th Street and then one off of Northwest Douglas Parkway. And the 2 internal streets will be privately owned and maintained. Parking and landscaping and lighting requirements are all being met. A 10-foot wide trail will be provided along the north side of Northwest Douglas Parkway adjacent to the site. A 5-foot wide sidewalk will be provided along the west side of Northwest 6th Street adjacent to the site. And then private sidewalks will be provided from the trail and sidewalk into the site, as well as private sidewalks throughout the development. Utilities have already been extended into the site with the previously approved plan. Stormwater detention will be provided in a basin located at the southwest corner of the site. And the building elevations, have some renderings in here to see what that will look like. The materials are mostly brick, engineered wood siding, and asphalt shingles. And then the trash enclosure will be constructed of the same brick to match the building. So the sides facing Douglas, Northwest Douglas Parkway is like this side, and then the garage is face interior to the site. Staff recommends approval of the site plan, and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
No, but those are nice looking. It almost looks commercial. I mean, it does look very nice.
Will they be for rent or for sale?
They're for rent, I believe. It's all one lot.
So they might do like an HPR or something, or we don't. Or
As
no?
far as I know, they're for rent.
Any other questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon.
Yes.
Item I7, consideration of approval of a resolution approving final plat for Trail Ridge Creek Plat 1. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Melissa?
The owner and applicant is JDS Real Estate Investments LLC. This property is located north of Northwest Douglas Parkway and west of Northwest 10th Street, so not too far to the west of where we were just looking. It contains 18.76 acres in area. The property is zoned R2, 1 and 2 family residential district with a planned development overlay. The final plat includes 60 lots for single-family residential development. The lots range in size from just under 8,000 square feet in area to 17,500 square feet in area. All lots meet or exceed the minimum requirements of the planned development. A slight extension of Northwest Sproul Drive is included with this plat. 2 new public streets are also included, Northwest Hillcrest Boulevard and Northwest Trail Ridge Lane. A 10-foot wide trail has been provided along the west side of Northwest Sproul Drive. And then 5-foot wide sidewalks will be provided along all other sides of all streets with individual lot development. Public utilities will service all of the lots. Stormwater detention will be provided within the floodplain greenway area, which is adjacent to the site. The greenway area is owned by the city of Waukee. Parkland dedication requirements have been met with the dedication of the greenway areas just north of the plat. Staff recommends approval of the final plat, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce.
Yes.
Agenda item J is reports. Fred?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of updates for you tonight. Just as a reminder, first of all, that our final session of strategic planning goal setting is tomorrow afternoon, beginning at 3 o'clock. I want to commend our staff. We had a pretty quick turnaround this time. For some of you more seasoned folks on the council, we typically have a few more weeks between what you guys already did and what we're doing tomorrow. But we're happy to get it completed and begin the process of working on those priorities for you. Also, as a reminder, upcoming, hard to believe it's almost the end of May, but with the upcoming holiday on Monday, all city offices are closed. You may have seen earlier today that the governor did sign the property tax bill that was recently approved in the legislature. Rachel and I have already started the analysis. We do plan on having a fairly detailed review for you at our June work session. I think we've pretty much gotten through the biggest piece, which is the 2% cap and what the impacts will be on that. And then last week I did send out some information. We were recognized as the 15th fastest growing city percentage-wise in population, 20,000 or more in the country between 2020 and 2025. And what I didn't realize until yesterday was that we're actually number 7 in the country between 24 and 25. So that's getting a little bit of press. We did do an interview for WHO Radio this morning, so tune in if you want to hear that tomorrow. And then finally, we did receive notice here today that the franchise fees that the council approved earlier this year, folks will begin to see those on their bills here later this month or first part of June. Just as a reminder, the franchise fee is in place of the current sales tax. And we'll be working with Heather on just getting some final reminders out on that. That's all I have.
Thank you.
No report.
No report.
No report.
All right. With that, I will take.
Mayor, I have one more.
Oh,
Rudy just asked me to remind the community that the Public Works open house is this Wednesday from 4 to 7. And we certainly want to recognize all the efforts that our Public Works Department does for our community. Free ice cream.
Is that like?
And trucks.
Will there be treats?
Free ice cream.
He just said ice cream.
All right. With that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Have a good week, everybody.